I think that's my cue. That's the time for me to get to work. That's it. No more slacking, looking back and wondering what's going on. Well, I always wonder what's going on, but I know I got things to do, so I'm just trying to do them. How you guys doing? Welcome to the Paranormal Portal. It's Saturday. Saturday already, huh? What the hell? I don't know. It goes fast. Everything goes fast. I'm just trying to get everything all framed up here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend, though, as always. Hope you're enjoying the time and staying warm and being with those you love. Brent is wearing his skin wig. What the hell's a skin wig? Is this it? Is this a skin wig? Is that what you call a hat? I'm wearing my skin wig, if that's a skin wig. I'll go with that. Ghost Radar is not on. You're absolutely right. Thank you. Thank you for catching that. It's 21st today. Yeah, let's get that on. Got to get that on too. February 21-2026. Boom. All right. It is now on. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Deborah. You guys are great. Hi there, BJ. Good to see you. Glad you like my UFOs. I did. Yes. Wonderful stuff. You have to let me know if you're okay with showing those on the show. I will certainly do that. I don't have them ready now, but for a future show, if you're game to that, I'd do that. I would appreciate that. So anyway, just saying hello to all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. As always, it's an incredible pleasure to turn on the lights and just you guys come and hang out with me. It's like, oh, just for me? Oh my God. I don't know what to do. But I'm glad you're here, and thank you so much for all the love and support. Amy posted some, what the hell is that? Flowers? Those look like dead flowers. Oh, that was for Drake 411. What's wrong with your flowers, brother? Those look like pretty sad flowers. No, I think the heart was there. It's the right sentiment. Just that emoji looks really droopy. Anyway, I don't know. I don't want to make any more reference to that and really start sound creepy after a while. Brent, you can show them anytime you want. I have more too. Oh, okay. Thank you. Why didn't I see them? Oh, they're there. My chat just wasn't auto scrolling. I got it now. I was like, I saw it on screen, but not on the actual chat scroll here. So I'm just catching up. Thank you, BJ. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's good to see all y'all. Thank you for coming in. Drake is a new name, so welcome, Drake. Hope you're having a good time. I meant to have good intentions. I'll bet you did. It's not your fault. It's the emojis. Whoever designed that emoji just should probably get a new line of work. But anyway, your heart's in the right place, brother. Thanks for being here. My God, bad boys rolling in deep already. Wow. Gifted 5 memberships right out of the gate. Way to roll, brother. Thank you so much. Looks like 5 people got it. Jordan Cogburn's the first one. Dr. Numbnuts. Dr. Numbnuts. That cracks me up. Rachel Graham got one, as did Just Mercy and Egyptian Princess. Congratulations, all 5 of you. You're 30-day members of the show on YouTube, and thank you so much. You're welcome to continue that, or thanks for giving it a shot. Appreciate it. Special thanks to Bad Boy for making it rain, brother. Thank you so much. Hello, Mercedes, over on Facebook. Wonderful to see you. Hope everything's wonderful down there, where it's a lot warmer probably than here. So just enjoy it for me, too, if you would. I'm just so done with winter. Just not a lot of Cryptical Crossroad remembered. Member for 4 months here on the channel. Cryptical Crossroads, of course, our good friend Josh, who is, he's got his own show. Check it out, Cryptical Crossroads, right on YouTube. So funny. Well, thank you, Mercedes. I try to entertain as much as I can, and usually it's unintentional, kind of funny stuff that I do. But just spreading the love as deeply as I can. It's warm in Florida. Yeah, just keep rubbing it in, aggravated. That's fine. Yeah, warm in Florida. Guess where it's not warm? Here. It just sucks. It sucks. I'm tired of wearing so many clothes. I'd much prefer to be partially naked, like my legs and my sleeves. That's partially. The rest of me naked, you don't want to see anyway. Don't even go there. That's like something out of science fiction. So, but yeah, That's my dream, is for spring to arrive and for me to get back into my shorts and t-shirt, and that's like my whole summer attire until it gets too cold again. I'm not going commando. Are you kidding? I can't even comment on that and probably stay monetized. So I'm going to leave that alone. But thank you for that. You brought me all kinds of hilarious things in my mind, which is good. Sharon Sunshine, oh, beautiful. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Lots of love, Sharon. Thank you so much. That is beautiful. Yeah, I'm thinking of commando. One thing about getting older, I'll just say this. One thing about getting older is things don't stay where they once were. Like gravity is a lot stronger when you get older, and things end up going a lot more south than we intend. And part of that might be the lack of collagen. I don't know. But yeah, trust me, commando's not an option at my age. Look, what are those hairy nunchucks hanging out of his shorts? That's all, that's all I'm going to say. Such an idiot. You guys don't even know. You don't even know. But thanks for putting up with me and my stupidity, because I got a lot of it. I think I've been around for years, but never noticed, I guess. But never noticed. Well, I'm sorry if you've been here, Drake. I just don't. Have you chatted the whole time? If you hadn't, that's probably why. We only see you're here if you talk. If you don't, I get no notifications of people that are just watching. It only gives me notifications, or I can only see participants that are actively chatting, and that's just the way the system is working. But anyway, nobody liked my hairy nunchucks thing, huh? I thought that would have gotten a more bigger reaction, but apparently it just offended a bunch of people. I don't know. I'm a little punchy because I kind of took a little bit of an afternoon nap and woke up about 45 minutes ago or an hour ago, and so I was like, I didn't mean for that to happen. So I'm a lot in the zone, or not in the zone, probably where I should be, but I'm in a different zone that I probably shouldn't be. So anyway, we got a lot to get to tonight. We're going to get to the news here shortly, folks, and that's where we talk about just strange news. It's not always paranormal. It's sometimes interesting, sometimes academically exciting or scientifically exciting. Sometimes it's hilarious, just weird, bizarre news, and sometimes it's paranormal. So I try to cover what I can based on what I have available to me, but free the hair. Oh, you want to see the hair? I don't even know what the hair's looking like. Honestly, I didn't do anything with it. There it is. It's a mess. You don't want it. That's why I'm wearing the hat. Ooh, Cryptical Crossroads. God bless you, Josh. Holy Jesus, what just happened? Oh, that was 10. Gifted 10. Wow. That was a lot more than I was expecting. Thank you, Josh. That is W. Lenahan got one. Hey, that's cool. Helldiver. That's a cool game. Helldiver is a pretty cool game. Rainy Day Jeans got one. Suspicious Silence got one, as did Princess Lioness. And Ryan's Feet, wonder what the rest of them got. I don't know. Dionysius got one. Ioeouiuoi. Okay, I don't know what to do with the rest of that name, but Dionysius, I can say. Joe Mama got one. Kathy Ramos got one. Congratulations. And Eduardo Morales got one. Congratulations, everybody. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Cryptical Crossroads, Mr. Josh Casto, wonderful friend and awesome guy. I got to meet Josh when I was over in Missouri at the conference, and just an amazing guy, an amazingly talented guy. He's a hell of an artist. He's a very talented individual. So thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Bad boy, Josh. You guys are amazing. And who else was it? Sharon Sunshine. Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys. You're so generous. Mercedes, you just make me smile. Well, that's good. I don't know. I just do the best I can. I don't always know what the hell I'm going to say. Actually, I have no plan of whatever I'm going to say. It just kind of all blurs out of my noise hole. And hopefully it doesn't offend any of you guys. I never mean to be offensive if I am. Sometimes I tiptoe on the edge of offensive, but I try to keep it family friendly here. I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable, so forgive me if I have. But Car Juice came in over on Rumble. Good to see you guys. Barbara and Carjuice over there on Rumble. And all of you guys over on YouTube. Dead Jed popped in, as did Elaine and Standing Stones, Bonnie Moore, Lori Gibbs, and who else? Aggravated Progressive, Jordan Cogburn, T-Bones in the house, Amanda's Crazy Life Channel, Wizard Moon. Yeah, there's a lot of you guys here. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I know I didn't say even all of the names that are here, but I'm saying everyone that I can see quickly. I want to get to the news here too. Sharon Sunshine, I said that one. Mercedes over on Facebook, and let's see. Yeah, I think that's most of them. I know Rachel's here. Edith Gomez is here. Hello, Edith Gomez. That's a new name. Welcome to the show. Love that you're here. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it. Hope I haven't brutally offended you, but she's like just in the door. She's like, "What the hell is this? I'm out of here." I'm just, I just like to have a lot of fun. So forgive me we deal with the paranormal here. Oh, Edith says, hello from Texas. It's cold in Texas. Wow. I want spring to come soon. Gardening and planting. Yeah, no kidding. Not so much the gardening and planting, just the not being cold. I just don't like being cold. Cold hurts now. Didn't used to hurt so much, but now it hurts. So, yeah. Anyway, Wizard Moon's here as well. And Jordan Cogburn. Just scrolling quick to see what I see. And so many more are here. But yeah, there's a lot of you guys here. Thank you for being here. This is the Saturday show. It's the last live show of the week. So, well, it's the last day of the week, right? If Sunday's the first day, then this is the last day of Saturday. Bonjour, Jose. Comment allez-vous? No. Josie's here. Karen got her dishes done. All right, party can start. I was waiting for you, Karen. It's time for, ladies and gentlemen, the news. Hi, Amy Creel. Good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's time to bring you up to date in the news.
All the news you love, from the wild to the weird to the fascinating or interesting, with your host, Brent Thomas.
There it is. Time for the news. That was a wonderful transition built by our good friend, The Unknown, I haven't seen him yet, but if he's in here, what did you say? Drake says, love you and your beautiful family and crew. Oh, I don't know if you're talking to me or not, but if you are, right back at you, bro fist. Bro fist. All right. Let's get to the news. This is where we talk about news and information from around the world, and it's not going to be your normal news that everybody gets ad nauseum from everywhere else in the world. I think we're all sick of the normal news, all of the vitriol and the divisiveness and such. So this is much lighter take on the news. Hopefully, I mean, we still cover some serious topics, but generally speaking, we just like to have fun with it. So this is the Paranormal Portal news, and again, throughout the course of this entire live stream, I utilize a lot of different websites. These are wonderful and amazing sites. They are incredibly well done, and I just have to support everything about them. They are the best sites I've ever found on the internet, and I just want to advocate you guys to visit these sites. Give them your love. These sites are doing an incredible job, and your traffic equals revenue to help keep their lights on. So please visit these sites. I will announce every article, where it came from, and who wrote them when I can find that out, and please support them. These are incredibly well done, and we don't want them to go anywhere. So let's get to the news, and the news site of choice for the Paranormal Portal is unexplained-mysteries.com. This is an incredible site. The first article comes from the world of the bizarre. I think this is kind of cool. I'm going to look into this myself, because this would be kind of bizarre and amazing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a lot of work. I have no idea, but I'd never heard of this before. But here we go. Man who founded his own country has now also set up 2 embassies. Oh, it's not framed up very good, is it? Let's do that. There we go. That's much better. Set up 2 embassies. That's kind of cool. Well, where would you set up your embassies if you could? Daniel Jackson has become the president of his own country by claiming disputed land between Serbia and Croatia. The 21-year-old who came up with the idea when he was just 14 declared back in 2019 that a small 125-acre area of land in the Balkans, which was unclaimed by either Serbia or Croatia, be known as Free Republic of Verdus, with himself serving as sitting president. Since then, he's taken things one step further by opening 2 embassies, one in Serbia and one in the UK, in which he creates IDs and passports. Wow. For those hoping to gain residence there. As nobody has officially recognized Verdus as a real country, the embassies are currently still deemed representative offices until such time as the host countries change their stance. We have opened 2 embassies, said Jackson. They are still representative offices until the host countries recognize us. I spent a lot of time at those offices. For the Serbian one, we did a proper grand opening, which was really good. We had some awesome people show up, and we had champagne and everything. It was quite fun. We've got banners up and flags in each room. The Serbian one has a flag hanging off the balcony, and it's properly kitted out. Awesome. As for acquiring formal recognition, things aren't exactly going too well in that regard, as Jackson himself has been banned from entering neighboring Croatia. The country's even set up cameras to prevent anyone accessing Verdus across its border. According to Jackson, this makes him a government in exile. We are quite determined Croatia doesn't claim the land, so we have the right to it, and we believe we have a good chance, he said. It's a matter of when, not if, we get back on the land. Oh, so he can't even get to the land right now. Oh, wow. He's got a country he can't get to. Oh, that's got to be brutal. So what is he? I guess if he's claiming to be president of that land, is that the only land he belongs to then? I'm sure you probably can't have dual citizenship. That's pretty bizarre. I think it's cool. I think it's a great idea, a great concept. Could you imagine? You got your own land and you get to make all the rules. But how would you deal with aggressiveness of other neighbors? It's like, I mean, you're not going to really keep the neighboring countries out. I don't know. I'm going to put up a fence. That'll keep them out. Probably not. That stuff still happens in the world, I guess, folks. I think that's cool. I think it's great. Would you like to have your own country? I think I might. Shoot. I got like a raspberry seed in my mouth. Yeah. All right. There we go. There it is. I was today old when I heard about something like this. So hopefully that's news to you guys too. But we got more for you. Just hang in there. Here comes the more. Next up, from space and astronomy. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. All right. Let's check out this one. From unexplained-mysteries.com, long-lost Soviet moon lander rediscovered more than 60 years on. So 60 years later, there's a Soviet moon lander. I guess that's what it looks like. A museum replica of Luna 9 is what it's called. Okay. Scientists have identified what they believe to be the landing site of the short-lived Soviet spacecraft. Back in the 1960s, before Apollo 11 saw humans land on the moon. Sorry, I've got a... My palate just quit saying N's and put in a D instead. Hold on. Drink time. A little dry. There it is. That one was better. It said before saw humans land on the moon for the first time, the Soviet Union had been hard at work developing its own lunar lander, an uncrewed probe known as Luna 9. After a successful launch, the spacecraft reached the moon on February 3rd, 1966, before hitting the surface with considerable force and bouncing several times across the lunar landscape. Yeah, I don't think you want that from your lunar landers generally. You don't want it to hit it like a basketball. So, once it had stopped and deployed, it managed to capture and send back 9 photos. Due to the fact that it had no solar panels, however, it ran out of power and died after just 3 days. Yeah, that and probably bouncing off the moon a few times will wreck your batteries in a hurry. The exact whereabouts of Luna 9's landing site went on to become something of a mystery, with scientists unable to pinpoint exactly where the probe had touched down. Now, though, thanks to a machine learning algorithm capable of examining thousands of photographs taken by NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, researchers have finally been able to find what they believe to be the place where Luna 9 came down, as well as where it bounced across the surface. While the discovery is yet to be definitively confirmed, it is by far the most promising candidate site found to date, and it is likely the disturbances on the ground were produced by anything else. With any luck, the discovery will serve to finally close a long open chapter in early lunar exploration. Almost said explanation. Exploration. There you go. There it is. That's what it looked like. It's a facsimile of it or a copy of it, but not the actual one. They haven't found where the actual one went, but they think they're close. I guess we can all rest easier now that they might have found it. There you go. I know I'm feeling good about it. I believe them. This one comes from the extraterrestrial files, ladies and gentlemen. So this is right up our wheelhouse for all you paranormal 40 UFO, strange phenomena loving people that call this place home. The Paranormal Portal is your home. And here's an article just for us. Further clues suggest Trump really will give an alien disclosure speech. So there's been mumblings that sometime this summer, President Trump was going to come out and claim that aliens are real, much like Obama did. And also some other groundbreaking exposés will be happening then. I don't know. It was all kind of funny, but now apparently the administration has greenlit opening up archives to people that are, whatever. I don't know what the criteria is for, like, if it's anybody can just go and say, hey, I want to see all the Roswell files. And then they'll just open the Roswell files. I probably doubt it'll be that expansive, but maybe they'll give out some more information than they currently are. I don't know what to make of it, but it seems to be kind of going in that direction, oddly enough. And that prediction was made prior to any official announcement by the presidency regarding that. But since then, it seems some doors are opening, or at least cracking a little. So maybe there's hope. Let's see. Trump's own daughter-in-law has offered an update on the claim that he will reveal the existence of alien life later this year. Earlier this month, we reported on claim by UK filmmaker Mark Christopher Lee that he had been told by a government insider that Donald Trump had already written a speech disclosing the existence of intelligent extraterrestrial life. Initially, the speech was to be given during the United Nations address at some point later this year, but this was then changed to July 8th to coincide with the anniversary of the Roswell incident. According to the insider, Trump had been adamant that the speech should be associated with the infamous incident, which saw an alleged alien spacecraft crash on a ranch outside of Roswell in 1947 because of its symbolic association with the UFO phenomena. There you go. How long is this? No, it's not too long. The speech would allegedly confirm that an extraterrestrial craft had indeed been retrieved and that alien bodies had been found at the crash site and that such programs had been ongoing for decades. Lee's claim was met with an understandable degree of skepticism, but now Trump's own daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, has spoken out, claiming that this alleged speech genuinely exists. I thought I said generally, but is genuinely. I have just heard kind of around that he's actually said, my father-in-law has actually said it, that there is some speech that he has that I guess at the right time, I don't know what the right time is, that he is going to break out and talk about it. And it has to do with maybe some sort of extraterrestrial life, so to speak. She told the New York Post's Pod Force One podcast. They got a podcast called Pod Force One. Wow. Jesus. Sounds like some 80s podcast. She's claimed that when she asked Trump about it directly, he wasn't particularly forthcoming. Eric and I were like, oh my gosh, he won't even fully tell us. Maybe there's more to it, she added. Of course, Trump claiming that he has a speech ready about alien life doesn't mean that he will ever deliver it or what's in the speech would actually be true. If he does disclose something about the topic later this year, however, it will certainly be interesting to hear what he has to say. I'm all for it, for sure. Why not? It doesn't really matter. I don't think disclosure matters as much now as it once did. I think that probably the biggest step forward for our modern era in regards to getting a form of disclosure from the U.S. government was when the Tic Tac craft files well, who knows if it was strategically released or if they were leaked, as they claim, but they were not abandoned by the Pentagon. The Pentagon went, yeah, that's our stuff. And the footage that was taken from the Nimitz and other naval operations of these strange objects that were strangely propelled and didn't show any signs of normal propulsion and aeronautics, and were doing new maneuvers that were impossible for our aircraft to do. And maybe that was intentional, maybe it wasn't, but they didn't disown it. So I think that one moment was a big point in moving the needle forward and saying, look, this is kind of the first admission that it's not just swamp gas on Uranus or whatever, which I've experienced. But it is saying something that they released, that they didn't disown it, and they didn't try to really cover it up. They just, yeah, that's what our pilots saw. We don't know what it is. Which to me also seemed to suggest that the government isn't one cohesive unit, because that was pretty independently done by the Pentagon and the Department of the Navy. And it wasn't really backed up by any other arm of the governmental body. In other words, I think the Pentagon was kind of disowning it, like, oh no, there's nothing to see there. But the Department of the Navy was like, no, there's something to see there. So it seems that there was, I mean, it's not a unified voice, but that was one arm of the military and governmental branch that went, yeah, there's stuff up here, we don't know what the hell it is. And meanwhile, it seemed like other parts were trying to, oh no, nothing to see there. That was nothing. So I don't know. Maybe that's why we can't get, quote unquote disclosures, because it's not really one unified voice. It's a lot of voices, and they're sometimes in agreement and sometimes they don't agree with each other about what's going on. So it's anybody's guess. Good evening to you, Mr. Jason Finch. Good to see you. And hello to everybody. Homer, I hope Trump does speak about it. It is true and proven. One of the things that need to be talked about for sure, Lori. Yeah, I think so. Are you calling me Homer, by the way? I do a Homer. I'm not Homer. But anyway, there it is. I don't know. Interesting stuff. Does disclosure matter, though? I tend to think it doesn't matter anymore at this point. Like, it didn't matter to me personally after I saw the UFO that I saw. It's like, wow, I saw it. There it is. It exists. And that to me was all I needed. I didn't need a government body or some authority to come through and say that, yes, what you saw was indeed real. I know it was real. I was there. So for me, that was a done deal. Yeah. No, I did not. But yeah, love you too. Love you too, Lori. I do, Homer. Yes. Yes, I do, Werewolf. I do a Homer. I can't get paid for it, though, because somebody already did it before me. So that doesn't count. It's not a skill. All right, that's it. One cohesive unit. That's what's missing. Yeah, maybe, Barbara. I don't know. That's what occurs to me. It just seems like, I don't know. Once you've seen it yourself, you just don't, it doesn't really matter anymore. And I think that maybe there's more and more of this stuff going on. So eventually everyone's going to see something for themselves and they're like, yeah, this stuff's real. And it won't really matter if there's a governmental acknowledgement of that or not, because you got your own eyes, you got your own experience. You don't need someone to validate that. Maybe some people do, because maybe they just don't trust their own lying eyes, but I do. Yep, you do a good Homer, Brent. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate that. All right, well, there you go. This has been a romp through the news. I hope you guys have learned something. Take something valuable with you as you go through this next week until Wednesday, when I can bring you more news. But until then, we got a lot more show to cover, and by God, we're going to cover it. Let's go cover some show. Here we go. Whoop.
When breaking news happens, Paranormal Portal is there.
It's not looking so good out here, Brent.
Award-winning and most trusted news.
Brent, the thief broke into the donut shop in the middle of the night. Be on the lookout. The man is in his late 60s, heavy set, and wearing some kind of hat.
First, live, local.
Is this a paranormal show? Why am I doing the weather?
This is Paranormal Portal News.
God, I just look so professional with all these donated stingers. That was from Wes Germer. Awesome. Barry Anderson clocking in from the Facebook. Once you have an amazing something, it said, once you have an amazing UFO experience, you know. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. DOE, never let it all be exposed. Yeah, there's that. But yeah, I think, you know, again, that's just my own opinion. Maybe disclosure is important, and maybe that will put it all on one field. I don't know. It's just, to me personally, it's just not important anymore. I think the Tic Tac acknowledgement was good enough for an official acknowledgement that, look, we're seeing stuff in the sky. We don't know what the hell it is. It's moving in ways we can't understand, and it's doing physical feats that shouldn't be possible. But there it is. So I think it's cool. But anyway, there it is. I'm gonna go break into a donut shop. Oh well, just be careful. That was amazing. Love it. Edith Gomez says that was amazing. Love it. Yeah, the outro from the news was developed by Wes Germer and donated to the show. He's an incredibly talented guy. He's got a great sense of humor. It's just a talent, just a really good talent. All right, be right back. Gotta check on mom-in-law. Okay, well, give her our love. We'll be waiting for you, Sharon. We'll be waiting for you. Let's see. We gotta get to this now. I gotta get it all queued up and framed up here on the screen. Let me close that so I don't try to reread it next week. I have a tendency of doing that, folks. I have a tendency of like pulling up things and then finishing reading them and then just clicking to another tab. And then I'll come back the next show and I'll forget that I read it and I'll reread it. That's always been kind of a running joke here on the show. So, Jose, I saw those new pictures you'd sent me. Nice job, buddy. Those are really cool, too. Thank you for sending me those. You got a good talent, brother. You got a good talent. All right, so we're going to get to the next segment. Medium rare is what I like for steak. I love medium rare, too. That's exactly the way you should eat a steak, in my opinion. If you do medium or well, it's just like, oh, why did you kill that beautiful cut of meat? But to each their own. I mean, I like it. I like it to be rare enough that a good vet could probably get it back on its feet. Maybe not that rare, but you know what I mean. I like it. I like it so I can chew it. I don't want to sit there and, do a rawhide jerky kind of thing. It's like, nope. I want it to melt in my mouth. Let's just cut the chewing stuff in half and get to the swallowing. That sounds wrong. Oh, no. I didn't mean it like it occurred to me later. So there you have it. All right. I tell the waitress I want it pink, but not moving. Rare's the only way I eat steak. Amen, Undead Jed. Yeah, butter and rosemary is amazing. You're right, Edith. That is amazing on steak. Burn with ketchup, Jake. What the hell? No, don't do it. Burnt with ketchup. It's like, why even bother with steak at that point? You could probably just use cardboard and get the same results. Just save the steak for those of us that love the flavor. I mean, what flavor is there with burnt? Carbon? Just like Mom used to make. Excuse me. As I gurgle out that last line. Sound like the aquatic version of me. All right, let's get to the next part. Yeah, char. That's not steak anymore. That's just not right at all. How do Sasquatch like their steak? I don't know. How do they like their steak, Phil? Waiting for the punchline. I hope this is a joke. Did he say? Hold on. How does Sasquatch like their steak? No answer yet. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. All right, we're going to get to the next segment. This is one that I'm very fond of because it gives you guys a voice. It gives you guys a voice to tell us what you think about the strange phenomena out there. This has been championed by our very own Chucky Danger. Eat your words and to choke on them. Brent, was that your mom? No, my mom was an amazing cook. That's why I'm fat, because I couldn't stop eating. She trained me. She helped mold this Olympian body. If food eating was an Olympic sport, I would have brought home the gold. All right. Again, the Discord question of the week is what we're going to get to now. So I think I got everything all framed up. We had a couple new people join. Joanne joined the Discord, as did Uncle Sloth on the Discord. So welcome, guys. Good to have you there. And always welcome. More of you guys can join. Just go to the link that Rachel put in the chat. It's right there on your screen. Discord.gg/paranormal portal. It's absolutely free. It won't cost you a thing. Discord itself is free. And you're welcome to join the conversations and post things you find interesting about any of the phenomena that we have listed in here. I'm going to show you some options. But before I do that, let's just get this all queued up. It's time for the question of the week. Yes, it is. And this is a question where Chucky puts together a question to ask you guys and to get you guys to weigh in what you think. With all of this stuff, there's no wrong answers. We just don't know. Nobody knows anything. And you're welcome to put your opinion forward. And you are just as right as anyone. And you're just as wrong as anyone, because there is no baseline for what is the correct answer. We don't have the key. We don't have the answer key for any of this stuff, folks. So just, tell us what you think and share your ideas. Your ideas are amazing, and you guys have taught me a lot of interesting ways to look at this stuff that I never may have ever. So I appreciate that. I love this segment, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to try to get it queued up here. Over here you can see these are the people that are online. This is the Discord question of the week. These are all the topic areas over here that you can take part in if you want. If you like Bigfoot, you like Dogman, you like Ghost, UFOs, episodes to discuss, episodes of this show, if you wanted to talk about anything in there, extraterrestrial encounters, cryptids, music, strange phenomena, paranormal library, recommending books, paranormal movies, recommending movies and art, humor, kitchen, and so much more. So there's lots to discuss here on the Discord, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. So keep that in mind. Everybody's welcome. We'd love to have you here. But what we're interested in is the question of the week. This is if you have an idea of a question of the week you'd like to have asked. Go in there and type stuff and let Chucky know. He's loves the input, and he's been doing an incredible job at all of this for a while. So I don't know how many answers we got here. Let's see. How many do we have? We got a few answers for tonight's question. Not a ton. You guys are kind of, not showing up for the question of the week as much anymore, but to each their own. Just love it when you guys participate. The more of you that participate in this, the better this segment is. So let's get to it. This is Chucky's question. Thank you so much, Chucky. You are a superstar, brother. I appreciate it. Question of the week. The food chain is often dictated by size. But what if every organism was equally as large as the next? What do you think would rule the world? Would humans stay on top, or would something else dominate the planet? Yeah, I don't think we'd be on top. We're not necessarily big individually. All right, let's see what Eric the Wandering Purple Hobbit had to say. This is a fascinating question. I think this question is inaccurate. If top of the food chain was strictly dictated by the size, humans wouldn't make the top 10. Top of the food chain is how well you can take down things larger than you are. Just the accepted critters that can take us out are bear, wolves, lions, tigers, wolves again, sharks, alligators. Oh, come on, man. The list. If you don't, please stay within the confines of your cities. Even though cities are continuously becoming unsafe, but I always laughed at humans being considered the top of the food chain. It's not size that matters, but the ability to build weapons and to take down your predators. Yeah. To outpredate your predators. Yeah. I'd say that that's correct. Fair enough. Thank you, Eric, for those insights. Jose comes in next and says, well, if every organism was the same size as the other, then there would be a complex situation and no living thing would dominate the other. There would be stalemate scenario if anything, we'd all really be equal in everything. Yeah, but I think humans, in terms, let's just say, maybe I'll wait till the end to weigh in on this. Maybe I'll wait to the end. All right, Karen Alberting comes in next, says, I can't answer this. It wouldn't make sense to me if everything were the same size. But what would the purpose be of different organisms in a way? We would all have to be vegetarians and we would all have cow teeth. That's just wrong. I like that thinking. That's awesome, Karen. I don't know. Way too complicated for my brain first thing in the morning. Yeah, I'll give you that. It's a interesting question. I got to disable this. 3M Farm says insects. I saw Starship Troopers. You know, honestly, that's probably right. If everything were equal, we would be dominated by insects. If we were all the same size, we're just soft and squishy. Oh man, they got shells all over them. Yeah, that we would get brutalized. Rachel comes in and says, since it's about organisms, there's living things that are nearly microscopic, and that environment is run, fight, or die. If everything was the same size, I'm going to go with one more difficult to defeat: organisms, amoebas, beware the blob. Yeah, even like our immune system. I don't know, like white blood cells or whatever. They're brutal. Those things are almost like drones. They just don't have any fear. They just go beat things up. Oh, there's another message. Okay, good. All right, let's go to next. Barbara Mora comes in and says, whichever organism that has the best natural survival skills. That's most likely how the human race evolved into having critical thinking skills. If the theory of evolution took place, analysis, interpretation, inference, evaluation, self-regulation. But then again, I get right and left confused. There is that. Yeah. Sometime I'm not sure how we made it to the top of the food chain, but thank God we did, because we are not able to compete on so many levels. Ms. Lenson comes in and says, if we're talking about bugs here, then I wouldn't want to imagine a world like that. I think they would annihilate a lot of life on the planet. Yeah, they would. Bugs are pretty tough, so I can only imagine if an ant was suddenly our size, that strength would be as well. Lots of things outclass people when it comes to strength, endurance, and even bugs. They may be small, but they have abilities that would make a person a superhero. Some have excellent vision at night. It almost seems like we're not from this planet sometimes, because look at us, weak and frail. Yeah, very true. All right, Josh Casto comes in and says, dude, WTF, Chucky? Lol, tough question. Damn it. I think shrews would maybe take the top spot in their size. If they don't eat a fill within a few hours, they will die. If shrews were our size, we'd be extinct long ago. Yeah, shrews are brutal. They are absolutely brutal and venomous. At any time, they carry enough venom in their mouths to bite and kill like 20 mice in a time. So like they have a ton of natural venom, and they have voracious appetites. I guess their metabolism is just crazy. And if they don't keep eating, they'll just starve to death in no time. They will burn through all of their energy and just be dead. BJ Lapierre comes up next, says bacteria would rule the world. If we had no way of fighting bacteria that large, none of us would stand a chance. Yeah, we can go back to the microscopic, not only the good microscopic stuff that could definitely kill us, but all of it probably could, honestly. I don't know. I think here's the thing. I think if you look at us without the ability to create and fashion and craft things to assist us, we would have been long ago extinct. Because, I mean, even naturally speaking, physically we have almost no defense other than we have a bit of a shell around our brain and a structure for our muscles to sit on. But it's more like scaffolding. But everything else is very well fashioned to survive in this environment. Like we don't have a coat of fur. We don't have a layer or a shell or an exoskeleton. We don't have, chitinous developments along our exterior that would create another form of exoskeleton or protections. I mean, we're squishy and soft. We are literally a scaffolding with muscles on it, except for our brains. That's the only thing that's actually encased in a pretty good protection considering. Otherwise, I mean, we're slow. We're not incredibly agile or physically talented in comparison with the natural world. And we have weak senses. Our hearing is weak. Our sight is weak. We don't have great senses of smell. I mean, there's everything about us is reliant upon the world we can build around us. We are incredibly helpless in our own devices. Hell, any other animal you can release in a normal natural environment and they will do just fine. But if you release people, just a person, they will last until they burn up whatever calories they have stored. And they run the risk of dying of exposure long before they may ever run out of natural built up calories and food stores to survive. So we are incredibly helpless. And it's a great example what Owl said. We're not built for this. We're not built for this. Or we've at least, maybe we've evolved to allow our minds to protect us rather than our physiology. So if we did come from some hominoid branch, probably our distant ancestors were capable of it, but we've since lost that by living in houses and civilization. Thanks again, Brent, for the suggestion. Oh, great. Good. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be a great show. I'm glad it worked out. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, he's a great guy. Tex is a great guy. So he'll be appearing on Sasquatch Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. Our very own good friend, Mr. Tex Wesson. That's awesome. Very cool. I'm looking forward to that one. I can't wait to hear it. Oh, it's my pleasure. All right, so there we go. That was the participation in tonight's question of the week. Special thanks again to Chucky Danger. And if you have ideas for the question of the week, just go up here to the top one. This is question of the week suggestions. And you can type in suggestions for Chucky to ask on an upcoming question of the week. Thank you to everyone that took a part of it. Nathan Nate testing it. It works, Nathan Nate. I didn't have a show member list open on the right. No worries. It's all here. And everybody's welcome to join. So please join. Just unless you're a dick, then don't, because you'll be booted eventually very quickly. All right, this has been the question of the week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's get back to the rest of the show. There it is. All right, that was the question of the week, folks. Oops, I got to go back to that screen because I got to turn that off. I forgot to turn it off. There it is. Now I got to go back. Okay, that was it. Question of the week. Thank you, guys. Very, very cool thoughts. I mean, I like thought experiments like that. I think they're fun too. Just to kind of, how would we do? How do we do? We're not very good. If we couldn't invent stuff, we would have died off a long time ago. No question. But great to see all of you guys coming in that are here or have at least arrived here since we started the show. I'm going to close Discord now. There we go. Next up, we got, what do we got for time? 7:59. Yeah, I think we'll do this. We'll do an article from, I think it's Listverse. We're going to do that first, and then we'll get to more stuff after. This is a new one, right? Yes, this is one. Okay, I'm thinking I'm going to have you guys vote again. Let's see, what are the options again? I was talking about this one last night. That are not. 10 bizarre encounters with craziest. I'm just looking at my options here. Okay, I'm going to let you guys pick the next article that we cover. All right, so listen to the options, and then you're going to vote 1, 2, or 3. Oh, thanks, T-Bone, for putting up the link to Sasquatch Chronicles for Wes. Absolutely. If you're not already familiar with Sasquatch Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. It is the greatest podcast out there as far as covering this stuff that we do, whether it's Bigfoot, Dogman, he does UFO stuff as well. He's actually got a really robust wheelhouse of material that he does. So definitely check it out. I started this journey myself being inspired by Sasquatch Chronicles. So definitely check it out. If you aren't already listening, become a listener. And if you love the show, which you probably will, you can go to SasquatchChronicles.com and become a member, and you get 2 shows a week. Members get an extra show that everyone else can't just listen to. So you get 2 shows a week, folks. All right, let's get to it. Oh, thank you, JRDNK5P. Is that short for Jordan? The main thing that humans have is a small talent for war. 80s Twilight Zone reference. That's a cool point. Thank you so much. Appreciate that donation. Yeah. We do have that. And I will tell you that we certainly excel with the ability to work together when we have a common goal. I mean, we could outclass most insect colonies, I think, just because of our strategic thinking alongside of our ability to cooperate and work together. We do have an incredible talent for it. You'd never know it looking at the state of the world, but it is true that when our ideals align and when we're all focused on the same goal, I think we're pretty much unstoppable. Then we are like a virus, quite honestly, like a Matrix reference. But it's just we got to get aligned. We that's the problem, getting us aligned on something. Oh, well, I thought I inspired you. No problem. No hurt feeling here. Damn was... What are you talking about, unknown? You're kind of crazy. All right, let's get to voting on the article. 1, 2, or 3. Which one do you want to hear? Wait till I read all 3 options. Here's your chance to decide the next part of the show. Article number 1, 10 bizarre encounters with the craziest aliens ever. 10 bizarre encounters with the craziest aliens ever. That's number 1. Number 2, top 10 creepiest episodes of paranormal television. That's number 2. So craziest alien ever or creepiest episodes of paranormal television, number 2. Number 3 of our choices tonight, top 10 compelling cases of paranormal phenomena, number 3. So vote 1, 2, or 3. What do you guys think? I need you mods out there to tabulate as this happens. So please vote in the chats if you would. 1, 2, or 3. Humans now outnumber rats on this planet. Really? Wow. All right, got some 2s. I'm seeing a lot of 2s here. Got a 1 and a couple 3s. Few 3s. There's another 3 from Phil Blair. Okay, what do you guys want? Again, number 1, I'm going to reiterate. Top 10 bizarre encounters with the craziest aliens ever. Number 2, top 10 creepiest episodes of paranormal television. Or number 3, top 10 compelling cases of paranormal phenomena. Come on, mods. I'm hoping you guys are good. I've totaled the votes as a mod. 1 has the most votes. I don't think you're being honest. Maybe it'll be 1. Well, there's Undead Jed supporting that. I support all, can't choose. Yeah, fair enough. But if you have an opinion, Barbara Morrow in Rumble says 3. So let's see what's... Dog Digger has a choice, or Car Juice. Let me know. What are the choices again? All right, number 1 choice is top 10 bizarre encounters with the craziest aliens ever. Number 2 is top 10 creepiest episodes of paranormal television. Or 3, top 10 compelling cases of paranormal phenomena. Nope, mods do not get extra votes. Let me know when you guys got it tabbed. I'll put on the voting music. That's a long song, isn't it? Okay. All right. Can you violate that water bottle again? I'm a little late. Sorry. I didn't see the request. Just for you, buddy. Just for you. All right. All right. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Tabulated. 3 had the most. Amanda's Crazy Life channel says. Is that correct? Do we have corroboration? Great chair dancing. Never knew somebody could do so much with just one skull. I'm gifted. I was gonna say head, but I was like, no, I can't put that out there. But then I put it out there anyway. Go figure. Anybody tabulate this? I just got Amanda saying 3 had the votes. Okay, Rachel's got the votes are 1 got 4, 2 got 16, and 3 got 13 so far. Okay, that's the vote from Rachel. Any mods, other mods to correlate, or did they just let Rachel do it? Ben YouTubing voted 1. How you doing, Ben YouTubing? Good to see ya. Thanks for stopping in and checking out the show. All right. The song or an REM song. Nah, it's just something that came with my Roadcaster board. It just was built into it. So I thought we'd use that. Must be okay to use. All right. Yeah, let's go with that. So we got number 2. 16 votes. Let's check out article number 2, ladies and gentlemen. This is from Listverse. They've done an incredible job. I really enjoyed these articles. And they all they have like videos attached to each one of these little blurbs. So they're quick little snippets, but they give us a robust view. So this is it, folks. This is Listverse. Let me frame it up a little better so you guys can see it. There it is. Top 10 creepiest. What the hell happened? Stop it. Just stop. I hate when these things get minds of their own. There we go. Sorry. Let me clear my throat. There we go. All right. Top 10 creepiest episodes of paranormal television. So a lot of you guys out there are apparently fans of paranormal television. I am too. I will tell you that, I don't know that you're probably going to get a ton of amazing evidence on those shows, but there is some really good moments, some really incredible moments that they've managed to capture. Some is open to interpretation. Case in point for paranormal television, the old dust mite that's, illuminated by an IR thing floating around, disappearing into somebody's arm or their head. That's not always an orb. But it gets called orbs a lot. A lot of dust gets called orbs. And maybe it is, maybe it's just me, but I'm a little skeptical when it comes to the orb stuff. I don't think everything floating on an IR camera is an orb, but maybe I'm in the minority. But this was from October 8th of 2020, so it's a bit dated, but it was written by Estelle. She only has one name, so she might be a celebrity. Or she only got one name. I'm not sure what happened there. But it was fact-checked by Jamie Frater. So let's check out this article from Listverse, listverse.com, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely check it out. So let's go to number 10, Terror in the Woods. BFTV TV, Lady in the Lamp, Haunted Cabin in the Red River Gorge. Excuse me. God, why am I doing so froggy right now? All right, here we go. Woods can be scary places. You can't always see the most dangerous creatures hiding between the trees or thick undergrowth, and that is just the real-life ones. Many people have had unsettling experiences hiking or camping in the woods, while others have purchased homes in remote woods only to find there's something sinister lurking inside the home or in the woods. I don't know. Bill and Cherise Stark experienced their own horror story that was eventually aired on Destination America's Terror in the Woods. They couldn't believe their luck when a cabin owner sold them his property at the edge of a geological reserve in the Red River Gorge, Kentucky. The cabin was to be their dream retirement retreat. The dream soon turned nightmarish when unexplained incidents started happening in and around the cabin. At one point, Bill installed a security camera outside, which captured a green mist that seemed to fade in and out. The cameras also caught what looked like a bright light coming up from the ground and floating off. Bill found a weird footprint in the snow outside of the cabin, and the couple's TV and PlayStation would on occasion turn on by itself. When they inspected the game console, they found a slimy substance covering it. Oh, it wants to play some games. That's nice. Later in their Terror in the Woods episode, it was revealed that a woman suffering from a terminal illness had died in the cabin. It was also reported that strange things kept happening in the cabin after the episode aired. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily go away just because they did a story on it, right? That's not a realistic expectation. In fact, a lot of times when an area is researched or investigated, I feel bad for the families that let people into their house to have it investigated, because that oftentimes stirs up a lot more activity. And that's not very good, for the people living there. The investigators get to go home, but the people that live there, you're going to be riding that wave. That's it. There's the first one, number 9, Ghost Hunters. Everybody loves Ghost Hunters, so Jay and Grant. Ghost Hunters ran from 2004 to 2016 and was revived in 2019 during its original 11-season run. Jason Hawes and Grant Wilson investigated haunted locations in the U.S. as well as the U.K. They're the founders of TAPS, Transatlantic Paranormal Society, and work alongside a team of ghost hunters. During the multitude of episodes, many strange things happen, including faces materializing in darkness, multiple EMF meters triggered at the same time, disembodied figures wandering around, and voices calling out from basements. During the Armory episode, the team was investigating the New Bedford Armory in Massachusetts when their sound man, Frank DeAngelis, inexplicably fell backwards. He couldn't get back on his feet and had to receive medical attention. Afterwards, DeAngelis claims that he felt something pass through him. He also quit the crew the next day because he was too traumatized to carry on with the investigations. I will tell you this, I don't think people often realize how big of a production these crews are. When I was over at St. Ignatius, it's a pretty popular haunted, it was an old hospital, and it's decommissioned. It's kind of in a state of disrepair, but they're repairing it over time, and it's really cool. I love the place. It was a lot of fun to investigate with Charles, but we were talking to the lady who runs it, and she was telling us of the different big shows that came through. And she told us about Ghost Hunters when they came through. And she said, you wouldn't believe it. On the show, they make it look like it's just like maybe a car and a van pulling up, and then they do their thing, and then they, wrap up everything and then leave. But she said it was like a huge semi pulled up first with gear and stuff. And then I think another 1 or 2 semi trailers pulled up, and then they, kind of staged the show people arriving in their van and make it look like it's all self-contained in that van, but it's literally like a semi-crew with crew and people involved, and that the setup is enormous. But what she did say was interesting is that they were very diligent. Like when there would be people all over the place setting up and doing camera angles and setting up things for the show, but when it became time to investigate, it was just those investigators in the place. And they would call on the radio, okay, everybody quiet. And everybody, these, 20 or 30 people that were outside, just not part of the actual shots, would sit dead quiet and not make a sound. And they would wait until the all clear was sound, and then they could start talking and doing whatever again. But I guess during the investigation segments, she said it was like military. It was like boom. And everybody was dead silent. Nobody said a word. And pretty crazy. I mean, that's cool. I guess they really did flex and make sure it was contained. But with that many people coming and going from a location and going through it, I think that would probably really affect the amount of energies that are willing to come forward and present themselves. I think that for the most part, they just kind of fade into the background and just wait and see what happens. Like even when new people move into a house, there's always that honeymoon period. There's the honeymoon period. Oh, we lived there for 6 weeks. It was wonderful. Everything was amazing. It was so peaceful and lovely. And then, and then the activity starts. Started with losing keys all the time or something like that, like subtly. And then it builds over time and becomes something, much more energetic and crazy. Got to watch Svengoolie and eat tacos. What's Svengoolie? I'm getting second place to Svengoolie. What the hell's that? Good night, Lori. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, very cool. Organized and disciplined. Hi, Deb Varner. Good to see you, my lady. That's nice to see you. Thanks for being here. So that was Ghost Hunters. Yeah, very cool. Let's go to number 8. Wait, is it 8 we're on? Yeah. We're on 8. True Terror with Robert Englund. That was Freddy, right? Robert Englund. He was Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't know he had a show. It was on, was it BuzzFeed? Okay, maybe. The Terrifying Axeman of New Orleans. Let's find out what's going on here. Who better to host a scary show than Freddy Krueger himself? True Terror with Robert Englund premiered in March 2020 as a continuation of True Terror series with George Takei, and has received great reviews. The show takes historical news stories of the paranormal kind and brings them to life using Englund's celebrity and general creepiness. One of the stories of the pilot episode included a man from North Carolina who dreamt of his own death and the countdown to it. There was also the tale of a New Orleans teenager unable to escape a waking nightmare and his eventual grisly fate. Sounds like something Freddy Krueger could be involved in, right? One of the creepiest episodes, however, is the one that relates to the true story of an Axeman of New Orleans, who was one of America's most infamous serial killers. The Axeman initiated a dark chain of events in which he challenged the public and the police with an open letter. The media printed several responses from citizens in which they challenged the killer right back. Italian-American immigrant George Colombo intended to meet up with the Axeman, and what followed is the stuff of nightmares. Yeah, if somebody's mental and you're going to challenge him publicly. Okay, Grandizer says, Brent, Svengoolie is a horror host show like Elvira in short. The guy took over from the guy who used to be the horror host in the 70s out of Chicago. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Would more energy with people coming in and going a location give more energy to the spirits, or will they get tired? I think, Phil, I think that generally speaking, spirits have to acclimate with an energy. In other words, I don't know. There's something that almost requires permission. And that's the best way I can state it. And I know that might not make sense, but I think that for whatever reason, spirits can't generally just out of the box just raise hell. It's like it has to build, and maybe the build is some kind of implied or expressed permission. By going in to investigate a place, I think you're expressly giving permission for interaction. And that's why investigators can have activity really soon after arriving at a place, but not everybody was investigating. So I think that a lot of times the energies just kind of stay back and watch and observe. And I don't know if it's I don't know how to phrase this in a way that might make sense, but it just seems that the one thing that often gets forgotten about in paranormal encounters is the observer. That somehow the observer is a part of the experience. It's not just receiving an experience, but we are somehow integrated or integral to the experience happening. Case in point is people that'll be walking in groups, and only two of three people will hear a scream, and the third person will be like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? There was no noise. Or one person seeing a full-bodied apparition and everyone else being like, I didn't see anything. So it has something to do with the observers as well, and perhaps their receptivity and their acclimation to an energy versus it. I don't know if I'm making sense or not, but we oftentimes discount ourselves as a part of the process. And I think that we are absolutely an integral part of the process, because for an experience to happen, it has to be observed. And for us to observe it, we have to be open to that energy in some way, whether that's a conscious manner or even subconscious, or just by familiarity being open to it, just being around an energy for a long time, that empowers that energy to express itself. I don't know. There's something about that gets lost in the translation, but I think it's incredibly profound. And it doesn't get explained. It just, makes it sound like we are the victims. This stuff happens to us. It's happening to us and we don't have any control, but I think we do. We just don't know that we do. We don't know that we're allowing it to happen or encouraging it to happen in some cases. So that's just my thoughts. I don't know. You're fine, Josh. Josh over on Rumble. Yeah, you're fine. I'm going to live on Cryptical Crossroads. Oh, yeah, no good. No worries, brother. So anyway, that's just, I'm sorry if I'm confusing the topic by bringing up permission, but I think there's something to it. There's nothing ever starts out with, boom, it's just gone crazy, unless you're investigating. Somehow then you can go in and have experiences right away. But if you move into a place, they have to acquire your permission. And sometimes the implied permission is fear. By being afraid, you're giving it permission to have power over you. And the more afraid you are, the more likely that activity is going to continue to raise and raise. Something about that is a surrender. So that's why they say don't be afraid. Don't surrender to fear. You can be startled, that's natural, but don't allow fear to be part of the equation. Paranormal Lockdown. I used to love Paranormal Lockdown. I've loved many of the shows that they've mentioned. I didn't really ever catch True Terror with Robert Englund. But I watched a lot of Ghost Hunters over the years and loved that show as well. But I like Nick's spinoff with Paranormal Lockdown with Katarina Weidman. Imagine spending 100 hours in an infamously haunted house with an unpredictable demonic entity. This is exactly what paranormal researchers Nick Groff and Katarina Weidman did for Paranormal Lockdown in 2016. The Black Monk House episode was slated as a 2-hour special that filled the gap between the show's first and second seasons. Black Monk House in Pontefract, England, has been visited by several paranormal investigators, some of whom have experienced objects levitating and people being attacked by an unseen entity. A girl was dragged upstairs in what could only be described as a scene from a modern horror movie, while some ghost hunters who have encountered the poltergeist that resides in the house refuse to stay at the property. The caretakers of the house also refuse to stay inside by themselves. Nick and Katarina spent 4 days trying to capture the poltergeist, the Black Monk, on camera. The result makes for one of the best, if not the most terrifying episodes of the series. I remember watching that, and again, there's clips here, so I'm going to put the link to this article in the chats, and you guys can check it out for yourself. But I don't remember anything incredibly profound happening on that, but maybe I've forgotten. Unsolved Mysteries, there's that. Robert Stack. Man, that brings back memories. I used to watch that too. Before Unsolved Mysteries 2020, there was an Unsolved Mysteries 1987, presented by Robert Stack, among others. And as the name suggests, each episode revolved around mysterious incidents, including murders, hauntings, disappearances, and accidents. Robert Stack's Inimitably? I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe I did. Inimitably. I guess that's right. I don't even know what the hell that word means, but there you go. Inimitably deep voice and his iconic intro music gave many a viewer goosebumps or two. Alongside this, some of the episodes were truly creepy and are still being discussed on internet forums such as Reddit years after airing. One of the most memorable and truly terrifying episodes aired during season 7 and related to the story of Pam and Eric Ellender. In 1991, Pam and Eric were found unalive in their bed in Sulphur, Louisiana. Their infant daughter was unharmed and crying from her bedroom when police made the discovery. It was revealed afterward that the murderer threw a party in the couple's home soon after unaliving them, and while their bodies were in the bedroom. While the murders were technically solved, there were many chilling details included in the episode that kept viewers at the edge of their seats. It's truly an episode that must be watched. Wow. Ugh. Yikes, that's horrifying. All right, The Dead Files. I used to love The Dead Files. This is a very cool show. Amy Allen and later Cindy Kaza, they were really incredible. Cheerfully named The Dead Files sees medium Amy Allen and former homicide detective Steve DeShavi investigate haunted locations at people's request. The core of each episode revolves around Steve and Amy doing independent investigations at specific location and then revealing their findings to one another at the end of the show. Actually, our very good friend Mercedes Benedict was one of the guests, or her home was on there. They had the Dead Files come through their house. If you don't know much about that, listen to Mercedes' appearance on the podcast. We discuss it. Even though the show has attracted a lot of criticism over the years, it remains a firm fan favorite and has aired in its 12th season earlier in 2020. And remember, the article came out in 2020. One of the spookiest episodes, according to fans, details the story of Annie, who has lived in her home for more than 10 years and believes that the hooded figures she keeps seeing on the property has made her existing health problems worse. Annie also claimed to have seen the ghosts of long-dead Native Americans surrounding her house in Cedar Park, Texas. Annie's friend Joel also claimed to have seen what looked like paper cutouts in the shape of people hanging in the trees around the house, jumping between the branches. Yeah, that's something nobody should probably ever see. That sounds really creepy. Celebrity ghost stories. I used to love this one too. Marilyn Manson's was kind of disturbing. I remember it. I remember him saying he was messing around with the Necronomicon, which I don't think is legitimately the Necronomicon of legend. It's just, but there again, if you believe something is something, then it probably becomes something. All right, celebrities are not exempt from brushes with the paranormal. There have been so many stories of celebrities experiencing something unexplained that there's even a TV show or two dedicated to these celebs who want to share their scary stories. Celebrity Ghost Stories American version debuted in 2009 featuring Belinda Carlisle from the Go-Go's, right? The Go-Go's, yeah. Gina Gershon, I don't know what she did, among others. Other stars throughout the series included Joan Collins, Alice Cooper, Kelly Osbourne, Nene? Is that Nene or Nene? I don't know. Leaks, who heard the voices of ghost children, and Paula Abdul. Straight up, now tell me. One of the episodes features shock rocker Marilyn Manson, who related the story of his encounter as a teen with a copy of the Necronomicon. See, I remembered it. His friend implored him to read the incantations in the book, and Manson believed that doing so caused a disturbance in the energy around them. Manson also claimed that a scary disembodied voice asked them, "Do you believe in Satan?" Manson stated during his segment that he had read enough of the Bible to know that what was happening was not good, and that people's energy stays with the things they were attached to in life after they die. Yeah, that's pretty dark. I think if anything asks you if you believe in Satan, it's not a good look. Don't engage. Just move along. All right, number 3, Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. I kind of like this show too. Much like Unsolved Mysteries, Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction also gained a cult following its premiere in 1997, presenting 5 stories in each episode, of which some are fact and some fiction. It was the premise of the show. The show's opening episode, The Apparition, was one of the most unsettling in the series. It tells the tale of a woman who suffered a nervous breakdown and after her recovery starts seeing the ghost of a dead woman in the mirror on the second floor of her home. The ghost tries to say something but never succeeds. One night a man breaks into the woman's home and follows her when she runs upstairs trying to escape him. The man then sees the ghost in the mirror and freaks out. Even though the episode aired years ago, it still packs a chilling punch and is worth a watch. It was revealed at the end of the story was based on true events. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's the part of the show I didn't like. Because sometimes you'd be like, oh my God, that's an amazing story. And then it'd be like Jonathan Frakes, that was entirely made up. It's like, God damn it. I hated that part when you're like, oh yeah, I love that one. Oh, it's got to be real. And then it's like, this was made up. It's like, oh, you got me, Jonathan Frakes, dick. I hated that part, but that's kind of cool. I think if you're going to have a haunting, Have one that does some service, that fills some role. Okay, somebody broke into your house, a ghost that appears in the mirror and scares the hell out of your attacker. Great, that's amazing. Yeah, not the one that knocks over cereal bowls and, hides your keys. It's like, oh, thank you. I want one that vacuums. If I could get one that vacuums, I'd be all in. It's like, yeah, haunt the hell out of this. Let's go. Go ahead and vacuum. So, fully invested for nothing. Exactly. It's like, oh yeah, tell me more about Jonathan Frakes. It's fake. God damn it, Jonathan Frakes. You got me again, Frakes. So, I don't know. That was my reaction. I was always like, damn, that's fake. Damn. Actually, I generally did pretty good when it came to predicting. It's like, I don't think that one's real. I did okay. Aggravated progressive, what killed your cats? Paul Abdul's second hit song, maybe Cold Hearted Snake. Yeah, that one was too. Yeah, Grandizer, yep. I get fully invested for nothing. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. If fans are in Buffalo, New York area, have a long-running horror host, Offbeat Cinema, been around since early 90s. It's a regular TV on via Retro RV. I want a ghost to haunt the heck out of my bank account by doing multiple deposits daily. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice. That'd be really sweet. I remember when I was a kid, I was sleeping on the couch, maybe is what you meant to say. And someone broke into our house. I woke up and offered him a blanket and a pillow. Oh, that was nice, yeah. Did he just leave because he was like, oh, this guy's too nice. I can't rob him. I tried to make a blanket fort with the guy that breaking in. Come on, let's build a blanket fort. We could do a bottle launch later. Some of you guys know that. Maybe most of you guys do. The ghost that cleaned the house would be good as well. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The one that vacuums or dusts, I'm all in. Let's do it. So, yeah. Number 2, Paranormal Witness. I remember this one. I don't remember this exact episode, but Paranormal Witness is one of the most popular spooky TV shows and ran for 5 seasons between 2011 and 2016. The stories covered during the show include weird abilities of Don Decker, the Capitol Theater haunting, werewolves, creepy dolls, and, of course, demons. Demons, of course. One of the most horrifying episodes details an incident in which 23-year-old Christine Skubish unalived after she fell asleep at the wheel while driving along Highway 50 in California and crashed down a steep incline. Oh, yeah. This is really an incredible story. Crashed down a steep incline in 1994. In the car with Christine was her 3-year-old son, Nick. When she didn't arrive at her intended destination, her stepfather reported her missing. 5 days later, a woman named Deborah Hoyt and her husband were traveling along Route 50 when Deborah spotted a woman lying on the side of the road. The woman was unclothed and her arms covered her head. The couple immediately notified the police, but when the authorities arrived, the woman was gone. This incident led police to the discovery of Christine's body inside her wrecked car and Nick laying in a fetal position in the passenger seat. Weak and dehydrated, but alive. Doctors agreed that if Nick had been inside the car for another hour or two, he would have passed away. The details of the story are both chilling and heartbreaking, and one of the best episodes of Paranormal Witness. Yeah. I mean, it's such a beautiful thing that the mother's spirit stayed and did everything she could to get someone to help her child. I just think that's amazing. Wow. Last one, Haunted. The problem with Netflix Haunted. Okay. All right, here we go. Haunted premiered in 2018 on Netflix and recounts terrifying true stories of people who have found themselves face to face with evil. One of the episodes in season 2 of the series details a nurse's encounter with a possessed patient at a nursing home, which caused many viewers to freak out. However, season 1's Slaughterhouse episode, in which 2 sisters reveal that their father was a serial killer, is about as terrifying as they come. Their childhood was spent listening to terrible sounds of people being murdered in their house after their father picked up strays from the streets and bars. They lived on a couple of acres of forest land, and their father disposed of the victims' bodies in the woods. Oh no, what a horrible thing. The sisters believed that the murders led to their house becoming haunted, and their father also engaged in dark rituals in the woods, which led them to believe he was possessed. The episode unleashed controversy, with many viewers taking to Twitter to voice skepticism about the validity of the claims made by the sisters. Ugh, dear Lord, what a horrible thing. What a horrible, horrible thing. Wow, could you imagine that's your legacy? Like, hey, welcome to life. That's horrifying. Horrifying. But there you go. That's been the article you guys voted on. You got it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to put a link to this article in the chats, and you guys can check out the videos that accompany those snippets all throughout that article. And it'll give you clips of the shows in question, so you can maybe see it. Maybe you'll remember the episodes. Maybe you won't, but there it is. All right, now that someone said food, I want to smoke a brisket and shred it for raviolis. Phil, you're killing me, brother. I'm on a diet right now. You're killing me. Thank you. Great show. Yeah, it was. Brent, I didn't know most of those shows you talked about didn't have cable. Yeah, I mean, there's been a ton. Oh, thank you, T-Bone. It's my pleasure, brother. My pleasure. All right, we're going to get to the next segment of the show, which has been a lot of fun to cover on the show. I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's caused me not to be able to monetize a lot of episodes, but that's okay, because what I make from commercials on YouTube isn't really anything at all anyway. Most of what I make on YouTube is because of your guys' kindness anyway, so I don't mind sacrificing the commercial revenue from a show if it's a segment you guys like. So, and I do think I could probably argue most of it and qualify as fair use, because we do discuss it. But in any case, it's no big deal. It's literally pennies on the episode for the most part. So this segment we like to call...
What the hell is that?
Exactly what I'm asking. What the hell is that? So, Brent, come back to New England, not on a diet, and I will share. I'll bet you will. If I come back, I'm going to keep you to that, brother. I'll get back to the East Coast sometime. Just not anything planned currently. But if I do, you know I'm coming, brother. I'm expecting some homemade ravioli. That's all I'm saying. I'm all about it. Brent, how much do channel members help in paying you? Pennies on the dollar, it goes far. Everything helps. I mean, I'll be honest, and I've shared this. I've shared it very openly on past shows. I've showed you guys the back end of YouTube and what I make, and generally speaking, every month my channel makes about, $200 to $300. And so for time involved in the investment of time and energy to do these shows, it's probably a terrible return on investment, honestly, but I love doing it. I love connecting with you guys and getting together. And so I'm not doing this part of the shows for any expectation of making anything, but I just love doing it because with the podcast, and I love doing the podcast too, but I can't actively connect with the people listening. It's just, if they leave a comment, I can respond to it. But other than that, there's no real interaction. So I love these live shows that I can communicate with you guys and talk and exchange ideas, and we can participate with each other. So even though I could make a lot more money running around getting carts in Walmart and bringing them back to the store than I could from doing this YouTube channel, I love doing it. So it's a labor of love for me. I'm not doing this because I'm making any money, but I've shown the back end live on the show before. So this really isn't a revenue killer for me. It's it's just because I love doing it. I never seen that. I missed those. Did you say 200K a month? You wish. I wish. No, it's certainly not that. I literally like $200 a month. $200 is about what I make on average for this channel. So again, for return on investment, a real poor decision, but I just love doing it. So that's why I'm here, because I love it and I love hanging out with you guys. Not because it's, paying the bills. But you guys have been amazingly generous, and I appreciate that. And that means the world too. All right, here we go. Let's get to the what the hell is that? I've got some other videos that we didn't get to cover last night, but we're going to cover them tonight. And again, this is an opportunity for you guys to review evidence with...
Cord.
Oh, it's finally talking. It said cord. What's going on with my cords? All my cords are working, I think. It says C-O-R-D. Not like C-H-O-R-D, like a guitar chord. However, if my guitar, which is just on the other side of my monitor, starts playing, we'll know it was going to play a song. And we love you, Brent. At least I do. Thank you, Phil. I love you too, brother. Love you too. Love you all. Absolutely. That's why I'm here. It's a labor of love. All right, let's get to the what the hell is that? Chump change, in my opinion. Well, it's, I mean, if I was doing it expecting to, better my living conditions or lighten my bill load, this would be an absolutely stupid reason to do it. But I'm not doing it for that reason. I'm doing it because this is the one way that I can connect with you guys. So I don't have any other way of, getting to know the people that are listening to my shows. So I love this. I truly do. Someone used a cord. I'm using a ton of cords around here. That's why I was wondering. It's like if something, like if the screen behind me goes black, then that means a cord was unplugged in behind my tower right by my leg. That has happened, but I don't think it's supernatural. I think it's just because I've got a cord running under a rug, and sometimes it just gets enough tension on it that it unplugs. So I don't think it's supernatural. You received 1,000 messages today. All right. Well, we're going to receive a bunch more because part of the segment, Brent, can you imagine 10 to 20 years from now, et cetera, people will look back and say, how do you remember paranormal shows on YouTube? And you'd rank up there in the high rankings. Yeah, who knows? I don't know what it can become. I mean, it is growing, so don't get me wrong. I love it. And I love that it makes something that really does help. I guess it pays my internet bill and probably puts a few groceries on my table, but it's certainly not, I'm not getting rich. I'm not like one of those people that's, I'm a YouTuber. I make so much money I can buy, race cars and big houses. No, I mean, obviously not. The sacred cord. Maybe. Jacob played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't care for music, do you? Anyway. All right. I don't know if it was Jacob or whatever. I don't remember. I love that song, though. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Anyway, let's get to it. You coming up to what, 10 years doing this? Yes, this is my 10th year. I think this show will continue to grow. I hope so, Sharon. That's always my hope. Kangol hats are not cheap. You can't fool me, my guy. I don't think I bought this one. I think it was bought for me. And I have another 2 of them, which newer, and they were bought for me too. So actually, I don't think I bought any of these Kangol hats. Just people knew that I love bought me these hats. So September coming back to BC. Yes, I'll be heading up to Caribou Con with Mr. Dave Scott in September. Yes, I will. I definitely will. So any of you Canucks that are up there listening, make it over to Caribou Con over in BC. Come hang out with myself and Dave Scott. We're going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of people there too. So I'd love to meet you if you can be up there. Caribou Con, September this year. Be there. All right. We're going to get to this segment one way or another, but I just see your questions, so I want to respond. Hope you do a 10-year anniversary live stream, maybe 6 or 12 hours. Oh, my God. 6 or 12 hours of my life on a stream. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not making any promises because I'm having enough trouble just keeping up. But I got to get to this segment. I'm planning on Owl's going to be there. Woo! I hope so. That'd be wonderful, Mr. Beast of Paranormal. Well, that'd be nice. I'm not holding my breath, though. With guests? What does that mean? Anyway, let's get to this segment so we can move on. Here we go. I got it open. Here's some evidence we're going to look at. You guys have to vote. That's part of the segment, and this is just see what you think. I'm going to show you videos. You give me a 1 if you think it might be real. You give me a 0 if you think it's absolute crap. Or give me a decimal point somewhere in the middle if you think that there's some merit to it, but maybe you're not convinced all the way. Most of you guys are familiar with this, but If you're not, just hang on and watch what happens. It's not hard to figure out. So we're going to look at some videos. This first one is coming from meowreel.m on YouTube, meowreel.m. It says, mirrors are a gateway when evil comes. It most often uses dolls to get close to you. I think that's a pretty bold claim, but certainly everybody's heard of haunted dolls. Maybe. But we'll see what you think of this piece of evidence. Here we go. There we go. All right. This is from, again, meowreel. Meowreel.m. Meowreel.m. All right, there it is. There's a little bit of a watermark here. It looks like a baby laying in a crib. There's a doll by a mirror. Mirrored doors. Not a greatest setup. I don't know. Those are weird mirrors, by the way. I don't know what we're looking at. This one's small. This one's bigger. Is that a sliding door kind of thing? Maybe. Well, let's check it out. See what you guys think. Is this real paranormal evidence, or is this a bunch of crap? Well, here we go. Get him, Caddy, get him, Kitty, get him. I'm going to do without the music, but there you go. Look at that cat showed up. Gave him the John Cena right there. Boom. There it is. John Cena. What do you think? Is that paranormal evidence? Is this real? What do you think? Let me know in the chats. Vote right now. 1 if you think it's real. 0 if you're like, no, it's crap. Or 0, but 1 for the cat. Yeah, you got to represent the John Cena attack there. That was pretty ballsy. The way it stands up is just like, I don't know. Yeah, I think you guys are all on board. I love it. With it. Josh Casto. Cat said nope. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Is this evidence? No, you're not fooled. You know AI when you see it. That's AI for sure. I'm not even going to count. You guys know it. I don't see any ones on here. Yeah, this is definitely AI. I don't know. That baby was just not bothered, though. That cat just showed up and clocked in. He went to work, punched the clock, and the clown. That didn't sound right at all. Never mind. I take that back. Justin Good Earth. I have some Canuckian friends up there in BC. Only 6 hours north of me. Well, then good, Justin. I hope you'll be there. 0 from Justin Good Earth. Josh Casto, 0. Like the kitty, though. Yeah, that is true. I mean, AI is brilliant. Don't get me wrong. It's going to get harder and harder and harder to differentiate, but this one has some pretty clear tells. And, yeah, there it is. That doll, can you imagine if that was real, though? If you saw a doll stand up like that, I'd be like, nope, we're done. Burn that now. Burn it. Kill it with fire. There it goes. Okay, so that's the first one. I think we all are unanimously agreeing that's not real. That is not real. What do we got next? Oh, this one. Boy, this is a tough one because there's not much to go on. I think we'll come back to this one and hit it at the last part because it has to do with a cryptid, and it's pretty small. It's a very short clip. This next one, however, I think is kind of interesting. This comes from Red's Creepy Clips, and I like Red's Creepy Clips on Facebook. They post a ton of different images, videos of alleged evidence, much like we cover here all the time. And I've utilized this site several times since the advent of What the Hell Is That? This is apparently a collection of kids. It says these images were taken during a school excursion to the local woods. This unsettling photograph was taken by one of the parents, and it appears to depict a semi-transparent child, yet no one present has any recollection of seeing them. So this is a semi-transparent child. I have an idea of what's going on here, but let's see what you guys think. I wonder, can I just go through the images here? No, it's not going to do that. So this is all one image. We only get one image. There's nothing to manipulate so you can see it better. Here it is. Here's the image in question. I'm going to move it over just a little bit because here's the Here's the kid in question. Like he's kind of hovering out there in the weeds, and these other kids are just fine. There's not much we can really see. The other images are down below. The ghost box is kind of in the way, so you can't see that. I'll move it over a little more. There it is. You can see this is essentially the full image over here in the lower left. Come on, don't do that. Right here. I should move the ghost radar. Hold on. Let me see about moving the ghost radar a little bit here. Let's move it over more for the time being so you can see it. There we go. So there's the actual full image down here. You can see what it looks like. This is more cropped and zoomed in, and there's the actual kid in question that nobody recalls seeing, but they say he was there. In the image, he's there, but nobody knew who this was, allegedly. So what do you guys think? Is this legitimate ghost kid caught on camera? Give me a 1 if you think so. Or do you think it was something else? Some misunderstanding, perhaps. What do we got? Jose's all in on this one. Karen, nope. Amanda's Crazy Life channel gives it a 1. She's all in. Not too long ago. What was that? Be great to have you there too, Rachel. Yeah, come to that, Rachel. Wizard Moon's all in. Rachel gets it right. 0.5. She's halfway. Phil Funk is all in. Sharon Sunshine, not so much. Barbara Moore is all in on this one. She's ready to go. 0.5 from T-Bone. 0.5 from Kedstar. There you go. There's the least consideration. Fire Ant Zero's all in on this one. Linda's all in. Hoggle's halfway there. Gotcha. Chell Bell says, nah, not buying it. Phil Blair says, nope. Sharon Sunshine, nope. Zero, the crop version. You have the light reflection and even a face to the right appear of the tree, not buying it. Linda, I'm in Winnipeg. Oh, okay, Rachel. You can still get over there. They have trains. They have planes. They have automobiles. No excuse. Ghost Boy looks like the other kid right in the right front. Huh. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, different colored shirt, though. Maybe. Looks like maybe. So, okay. That's Justin Gooderus giving this a 1. Looks legit enough to me. Josh Casto, I don't know. Gonna say 0. Barbara Moore is all in. Okay. Well, I don't know. Here's what I'm seeing as a possibility. It looks like this kid on the right is also kind of hard to see. It looks like this is a corner of something. It might just be an edge of a tree, but it does look like this could be 2 glass panels coming together, like as if you were in a zoo. And this kid could just be a reflection on this. If this is a glass pane, he could be a reflection and standing behind the person actually taking the photo. This one makes it look a little more as one photo. But again, if this is a window, I don't know what's going on with this one then. What the hell is this? Why is this one so different? I don't know. But even if this one still could be, these kids are outside. This kid is inside a window, or maybe there's a window right next to these kids and they're looking out at this greenery, whatever it is. And it could be just a light reflection in a window. So I don't know. I don't know that that's for sure true or not. I don't know. Let me just zoom in here onto this one a little more. And that's just my take. This could just, it could be a ghost. It could be a spiritual apparition captured, but it could just be a reflection, and he was the only one there to reflect enough light from inside to make that happen. I don't know. It could be a ghost, though. It definitely could be. I guess this is another kid over here. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it for sure, but that's definitely a different shirt than all of these white shirts over here. And this kid even has a white shirt, so yeah, it's possibly a reflection, but it's possibly a spirit or something. Anyway, it's hard to be 100% positive of any of these, but that's my take on it. So let's go back to this one. So you guys all voted. I think we got a good take on this one. Pretty split. There was some all in on it, some not so much, and that's okay. Let's go to, I got a few more. We might end up doing a little overtime here. I'm not going to use this one yet because I didn't find the actual full spread of them, so I'm going to go to this one. This one, I don't remember what it was about, I don't remember even who sent it to me. I think somebody sent this to me, but it's from Mysterios Occultos 51. Mysterious Occult 51 on Instagram. And this one, I don't remember what it is, so we're going to find out together. I'll put it on screen here, get it all queued up, and I'm going to move the ghost box back over because we don't need to hide it anymore. There we go. All right. So this is Mysterios Occultos 51 on Instagram, posted this. I don't know what we're going to see for sure. I don't remember. It's been up here for a while. Let's take a look. We'll figure it out together.
Looking for where the sound was coming from.
Oh, this one. Yeah. So this one's kind of interesting. This is a guy, this video has been around for a long time. This is definitely before AI. This has been around for years. Many of you are going to be familiar with this. This guy does this weird throat singing thing where it sounds like a cross between and like whistling at the same time. It's a very hypnotic kind of sound, but in the background, some things start poking out. You be the judge. I'm just going to say that. When I first saw this, I was like, holy crap. Wow. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's not. Could be CGI. Even before AI, there was CGI, computer graphics interfaces, where you could put things into images. So I'm not saying it's for sure real, but I found this one fascinating. Oh, 0.35 from the last one from Dog Digger. Gotcha. All right. There we go. Gotcha. Here we go. Let's check out the video.
But I stopped and started talking, and I was confused. All right.
So there's a deer he's kind of locked in on, and it just kind of seemed to enjoy his sound or whatever, or at least be curious about it. But watch back here. Watch behind this deer. Oh, don't have trouble. Don't have trouble. Let's refresh it. Don't have trouble. Here we go.
But I stopped and started talking, and I was confused.
There's something back there.
All right.
There's that face. There's the deer. It kind of leans in or goes in behind the trees. And then there's this. One back here, one here. It's very subtle, but it's like they're like, what the hell is that noise? You know, like they're curious about
Pretty
it.
sure he was looking for where the sound was coming from.
What do you guys think? Is that legitimately maybe some Bigfoot's kind of checking out that sound going, what's going on? I never heard that before. Or is it just some kind of fakery? What do you guys think? 1 if you think it's real, 0 you think it's not, or some decimal in the middle to let me know where you're at with it. Phil Funk's giving it half. T-Bone's all in on this one. We got Jose's halfway there. Rachel's halfway, or all in. Looks like a person. Karen Alberding says Owl is giving it a 1. Yeah, I think it's kind of compelling. Sharon Sunshine 0.5. Author, illustrator, BJ Lapeer 1. Lenda's giving it halfway. Kedster's halfway. Karen Alberding's not buying this one. Blue Cruise, all in. Fake but awesome from Phil Blair. Very cool. Phil Blair, 0. Give me 2. I think that's the 3rd time you voted, isn't it? Not Bigfoot, 0 from Hoggle. Interesting. Dale Atkinson's all in on this one with 1. 0.4 from Josh Casto over in Rumble. 1 from Barbara, a whole lot of weird, she says. 1, something back there. Yeah, Justin Goodearth. I agree. Have to see what Dog Digger has to say on Rumble. We're waiting on that. What do we got here? Kitty Cattywax 0.75. Most of the way there. Wizard Moon, all in. Joanne Holt, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Good to have you come in. Weird 1. Yeah, it is weird. I think it's pretty fascinating. I find it interesting how well they blend in. If it is CGI, it would have had to have been a hell of a lot of work to make that blend that well. But it could be done, don't get me wrong, but there's three distinct figures back there. The two that are already back there, and then that one dark one wandering through. 0 for me, says Shell Bell. Linda says it was interesting. Okay, I got you. I think that one's pretty cool. I've really liked that. If I were in the woods and heard that, I'd definitely have to check it out. Yeah, me too. I mean, it's like, what the hell's that noise? And it doesn't sound like scary. It sounds kind of intriguing. It's the kind of sound that you'd be like, huh, wonder what that is. And you kind of want to investigate. I don't know how well it carries through the woods, but I mean, with headphones on, that guy holding that thing right by his face, it's loud as hell. I had to pull my headphones off my ears because it was like, yeah, a little too much. But no, it's not AI. This is predating AI, Nate. It's not AI. This is before AI was a thing. This video's been out there for about probably 5 years, long before AI was readily available to people. So, very cool, though. Very cool. I just wanted to share that one with you because it's been around a long time, but I think it's fascinating. I don't know if the guy's done more of this. I would think that if it was legitimate, and that's the big question mark, why doesn't he go out there and do more and capture more of that? I've only ever seen this one version of the video. I've never seen more. Maybe the guy got freaked out by it and went, oh my God, I'm never doing that again. Maybe he got emotional. I've never heard any background story on it, even after all these years. I don't think it's Bigfoot either, but I heard the sound attracts Bigfoot. Sure. I mean, they say don't whistle ever in the woods. That's the First Nations urgings are that you shouldn't whistle in the woods. And I don't know if it's strictly about Bigfoot in regard to that, but certainly they do whistle. And so you could draw them in by whistling, I suppose. But I wish there was more information after all this time about this guy or his take on what this video shows. But it's just kind of gone into obscurity after this video. And I'm not saying there's no more information out there. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. Tuvan throat singing, multiple notes at the same time piqued something's interest by the looks of it. Yeah, absolutely, Pappy. I think you're right. It's really intriguing. I think it is. I think I'll try that in the woods tomorrow. Can you do that? I mean, if you can, give it a shot. Sound like one of those Australian instruments almost. Yeah. Appalachia saying, do not whistle in the woods at night. Oh, okay. Very cool. It looks like the hills have eyes, people. Oh, I never thought about that. I don't think I ever saw that movie, but yeah, I think that's creepy as well, right? They were kind of like a bunch of hillbillies, inbred hillbillies, weren't they? Anyway, don't know about the black thing. I don't know either. Well, interestingly enough, we got one more, and we're going to get to that, and then we're all out of show time. We're actually running on extra time right now. Let's get to the last one. I wanted to show you guys that. I'll tell you what. I'll put the link of this into the chats, and you guys can check it out at your leisure. If you have Instagram, you can go over there and check it out. I think you can without actually having an account too, but maybe not. I don't really remember. Excuse me, I'm froggy. There we go. The chat. It's in the chat. And then there's this quick one. This is very quick. It's just a little clip. Deep Snow Trail reveals an alleged Sasquatch. From paranormalwarehouse.com on Facebook. Again, paranormalwarehouse.com. There's this one. I don't know. It's a very quick little clip. Doesn't give us a lot to look at, but there is some key takeaways when you think of body mechanics and Bigfoot that make me think maybe we're looking at something legit here. Check out the footage and judge for yourself. Here we go. This is the video, and that is somebody's chat. All right, here we go. Check out the body mechanics. Focus on that and proportions, I guess, too. But here you go. Walking through the snow, a tall silhouette. And it's very short. That's it. That's all we got to work on. I'm going to get rid of the sound. That's not necessary. It's just that clip. Now, what I would like to point out in reviewing this, and maybe I should let you vote first, but I just want to address this first because it's not really enough to be sure, but there are some gems in this that you need to focus on. First up is how deeply that knee bends with each stride. And that's very reminiscent of Patty and the stride that she took in Bluff Creek in 1967 on film. Very much the same that leg bends at about a 90-degree angle as it comes forward. That is a stride that's been proven allegedly to be almost impossible to duplicate for us. Our knee flexion is about maybe 20 degrees, maybe, but more like 12 degrees. We barely flex our knees as we're taking strides because our gait is developed for very flat surfaces. We have carpeting, we have sidewalks, we mow our yards. We aren't walking over stuff all the time. This gait seems very reminiscent of Patty's gait, which seems to have been developed to walk over things, a lot of things. The arm looks long. I can't really tell from this little clip where the elbow point is, because that's kind of the key. What you got to measure is from the shoulder to the elbow, not necessarily the entire length of the arm, because there are arm extenders. It's possible to just put extensions onto an arm, and you got a really short humerus bone, the bone for the upper arm, and then you get this really long radius and ulna for the arm with arm extenders. But on Patty, that distance is significantly longer than with a human by proportion. So I can't really get a grip on how far that elbow mark is from the shoulder, but I can look at that leg flexion and go, yeah, that's a huge bend. And that is, the other thing is that the head's not really bobbing. Now it's a shaky camera, but if you lock in on the head, it's on a plane. That head is not bouncing with the steps. It doesn't appear to be. It looks like it's locked in on a plane, which is another thing that is very significant in judging the gait of a potential Sasquatch. If we look at Patty. Yeah, Barbara Morris said, I thought it looked like Patty. Yeah, exactly. So vote on it. What do you guys think? Not much to work with here, but there's those takeaways. Is this a Bigfoot? Let me know. Stride length looks pretty long also. Yeah, and I think that you're right, Pappy. I think that's probably a big stride. Karen Alberting's all in on this one. 0.5 from Rachel, has a lot going for it to be authentic. 0.5 from Hoggle. 0.75, just can't say, not enough. 1 from Linda, 1 plus from T-Bone. Quick, but 0.5 to 1. Thanks, Phil. Jose's all in. Wizard Moon is also all in. 0.1 from Sharon Sunshine, or did you mean 1? I don't know if you meant just barely no, or just above no, but just above fake, but not much. Look at the feet too. Yeah, it's hard to really see. Again, the quality is really crappy, but just that gait to me is very reminiscent of Patty from Bluff Creek. Absolutely. Doesn't mean I'm an expert. Doesn't mean I'm right. Just those are my takeaways. El Martino Chipperman says 1. He's all in. Absolutely. Shell Bell's halfway there. 1, not enough to go on. 0.1. Okay. Not enough to go on. Fair enough. Phil is giving it a 0.2. Gotcha. What do we got? Josh Casto says yes. Definitely got something. Wish they would have taken more video. There probably is a more robust version of this out there. This is just a little clip that I did find. It might be a part of a lot bigger clip. I just only have this piece to show you guys. So I'll give it a 1. Josh Casto says. Barbara Moore's 1. Okay. I am 2, Brent. T-Bone says big ass. Yeah, it's got some junk in the trunk, that's for sure. But she's doing the cardio. She's working the forest in the snow. So she's handling it. If it's a she, I don't know. Could be a male. I don't know how that works, but anyway, can't honestly give an opinion because I've never seen one like some of you. Yeah, I've not seen one in person either, but I'm just going from the things I've learned and picked up from what evidences are out there and some really good breakdowns of that evidence. Like Thinker Thunker does a great job breaking down a lot of the physiology and body proportions, as well as talking about that stride. Jeff Meldrum talked a lot about the stride as well back in the day. So I like 0.92 from Ben from Oz. Gotcha. Fair enough. And nobody knows. Nobody knows. We don't know. But I'm just saying there's some pretty good nuggets. Even though this is a little tiny clip, there's some pretty big nuggets that suggest this might be legitimate. This might be a legitimate Sasquatch. So Paranormal House. Again, if you guys find a full, more robust version of this, send it over to me. I'd love to do a follow-up where we could examine more, possibly. I'm not sure what the source of this is. It doesn't give us anything. But there it is. That's what I got for you. So fair enough, folks. Fair enough. That's the show. That's what I got for you tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the journey. As always, I enjoyed doing it with you. I had a blast, and I will be back on Wednesday for the next live show, so I hope you guys will join me then. I think so. If anything ever comes up, please follow me on Facebook, Brent Thomas page, because if anything changes, I will post there. I will let you guys know. I'll let you know on Discord if I can't do a show or if something comes up. Look there for any updates, because I only have limited ways to get in touch with all of you guys. So I do it through Facebook and through Discord. I'll post always if there's something come up and I can't do a show. So if you're ever looking for the show and you're like, where is it? And it's not there, look at those two things. In closing, it's time for some science. You guys ready? All right. You ever want to see water atomize instantly? This is our cap launcher. Homemade cap launcher. I invented this, I think. Not to say nobody else came up with this, but Elijah and I, my little minion, we came up with this one time when I was just screwing around, twisting the bottle, and I felt that it was really strong. It's like, wow, that's under a lot of pressure. I wonder what happens when we open it. And it's pretty cool. I'm going to demonstrate now. This is the Paranormal Portal Science Corner. What you got to do is you got to twist up an empty water bottle. Don't do it with full water bottle. Don't do it with partially full, because you'll get a fountain. And you twist it until it... Ooh, I think it's leaking. No, it looks like it's good. Okay, so I have now twisted this. It's now twisted like that. And I'm holding it. And this is like a rock right now. All right, maybe you've never seen this before, but pay attention, folks. This gets good. Here we go. You take your thumb. I will tell you, don't do this towards your face. Don't do it towards anybody, because this thing comes off like a rocket. Here we go. We're going to open it slowly. I got to loosen it a little. Then I use my fingernail just to grab the grip on the bottle. Pay attention. You're going to see some steam from that water drops in here, atomizing instantly from the change in pressure. Here it goes. Little. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see that? Isn't that cool? You might never have seen that before. That is fun with kids at home. Don't do it towards their face. I've seen that thing chip paint on my ceiling. So it comes off faster than hell. So not safe to do towards somebody's face, but do it at a safe distance. That's what you get. Yeah, it's steaming. It's because it instantly vaporizes the water droplets in there because of the sudden change of pressure. They just go right to like molecules. It doesn't hold together in its form. It's pretty crazy. There you go. That is Paranormal Portal Science right there for you. Happy New Year. Thanks. Yeah, I should have done that on New Year. Yeah, it's like dry ice. Exactly. First time for me. Now I have to go show mom and hubby. It takes a bit of strength, though. You get those cheap like water bottles. It's easy. If you get like a Dasani or something, you'll be like, oh, they won't work. So get some of those cheaper water bottles. They're really easy to do it with. That's it. Now I'm spreading the love. Let everybody know. You heard it here on the Paranormal Portal. All right. I think I invented it. I might not have, but I think I did. So I never saw it before. I love the suspense. Suspense face. Yeah, I got a bunch of faces. But I don't have two faces. Just remember that. Just one. All right, guys. That's it. That's all I got for you. Remember, love you all. Be good. Be kind. Be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day, and remember to laugh as much as you can. And just think of all the people that left already. They missed that. They didn't get to see that. They didn't stick around to the end. It pays to stick around to the end of the portal. Good night, everybody.